Welcome back. Sony had their pre-Tokyo Game Show conference today. I couldn't actually see it since I was working, but of course I saw it on the internet and holy fucking shit. I didn't even expect them to announce so many new games, even new IPs. It's just not freaking normal. They are that serious on trying to, get the PS4 selling again. In Japan, since it's selling very, very bad. And PS4 definitely needs a lot of Japanese games, and holy shit, they're getting. And also the Vita. The Vita is actually really popular in Japan. It's selling more than the entire West combined. So yeah, of course they announced some Vita games, and we start off with that. They announced a new Way of the Samurai for the PS Vita. I'm a huge fan of the series, even though 4 kind of sucked, but still I can't wait to see it. I didn't see any trailer or screenshots. They announced Luminous Arc Infinite, a new game in the Luminous series, and I think it's a 2D dungeon crawler, just like Clash of Heroes. I think it's one of the last physical released PSP games in the West for the PSP. And it's pretty rare and pretty expensive though, but a new one is coming out for the Vita. And they announced that Samurai Warriors Chronicle III will be released in December for the Vita. Most of those games though, that I'm gonna say now, are actually for 2015, so for actually next year. A new Fairy Fencer F has been announced exclusively for the PS4 called Advent Dark Forest, so yeah. The first one hasn't been released here, it's coming out in a couple of weeks I guess, so yeah. A Earth Defense Force 2 or Earth Defense Force 4.1, The Shadow of Despair has been announced at this moment exclusively for the PS4. I love the EDF, even though the frame rate is so freaking bad. Hopefully, finally, they can fix it on the much more powerful PS4. And they announced the release date for Bloodborne in Japan. It will be released at 4 of February, so that's it's pretty fast. And I mean, the West can't get too much far behind. So yeah, they announced a new Hotshot Golf for the PS4. Don't really care actually. They announced Disgaea 5 for the PS4. We all knew a Disgaea game was coming, and we all knew it was part 5. But at the moment, they actually announced it only for the PS4, not for the PS3. And the PS4, so that's pretty cool news. I love the Disgaea series. They announced Resident Evil Revelations 2. We already knew it existed, and it's coming out next year, and of course it's also coming out for the Xbox One, but they actually announced it's not coming out for the Wii U. They talked about Yakuza 0, yeah, I mean the game is not coming out, or maybe it is, but we don't know. And this is something pretty big, I think, for Japan, but hopefully it's coming out here in the West finally. God Eater 2 Burst, since we got God Eater Burst on the PSP, hopefully we'll be getting this version in the West, hopefully physical, has been announced for both the PlayStation Vita, but, this is the biggest part, also for the PlayStation 4. And if you don't know what God Eater is, God Eater is a series in the monster or the hunter genre, and the hunter genre is like Monster Hunter. And Monster Hunter is like the giant king of kings, no one can touch it. And God Eater is after that. It sold like 1 million units on the PSP, it's pretty popular. So it could be huge for the PlayStation 4 to actually have a God Eater, but yeah, it's also for the Vita. Namco Bandai announced a totally new Gundam, at the moment exclusively for the PlayStation 4. They also announced a new, or they didn't actually mention if it was new or remake or whatever, but a new, at the moment, One Piece Pirate Warriors, at this moment exclusively for the PlayStation 4. And this is something really cool, I freaking love this franchise. They announced Senran Kagura, Estival Versus, we already knew the game existed, but now the platforms PlayStation Vita figures and the PlayStation 4, and that is awesome. That is freakingly awesome. I freaking love those games. I mean, it's boobs and action. Boobs and action. question. Okay, that was weird. Okay. They announced Touhou Doujin project for the PS4. Leave in the comments below what the hell is that. I don't even know. I don't know. This is definitely like the biggest game they announced at this moment. It is Dragon Quest, and Dragon Quest is like the biggest franchise in Japan. Heroes, exclusively at the moment for the PS3 and the PlayStation 4. And it is a Dynasty Warriors styled Dragon Quest game, just like Hyrule Warriors, but now we have Dragon Quest Heroes. I've seen the trailer and it looks absolutely amazing. I love Dragon Quest and I love Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors and all those games. They also announced, we already knew it though, but Dead or Alive 5, the last round for PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And I think I'm maybe gonna buy it for the PS4, since I now can stream games on the PS4 and I can record actually the gameplay of how much I kick ass with Dead or Alive. I'm such a uber godlike noob. But okay. And they announced this pretty big also. Persona 5, they showed us a little teaser trailer, looks pretty cool. And for the PS3, but also for the PlayStation 4. It is though delayed till 2015, of course, because of the PS4. And last, but in my opinion, the best news. I mean, I was so freaking happy when I saw it. A totally new Ys game called Ys, and Ys is like one of my most favorite action RPGs of all time. It's so freaking good. You can't actually see it behind me, but here above I have all the limited edition Ys games for the PSP, and Ys 7 was so freaking amazing. And they announced it for the PlayStation Vita, figures again, and for the PlayStation 4. Holy shit, that's so awesome. And I've seen the trailer and it definitely looks a bit different gameplay wise, but I have full faith in the developers that they're going to create an amazing RPG. And yeah, this news is like, holy shit, like Tokyo Game Show and Gamescom are like 10 times better than the E3. E3 is like nothing anymore. Look how freaking many games they announced. Sure, like half of them we're never gonna get, or maybe gonna get here in the West, but still we can always hope. And you know, there actually has been quite a lot of announcements for a lot of Japanese games. You've seen it in my other video for upcoming RPGs. There are so many that I even didn't expect to actually be announced for the West. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely leave it in the comments below. How did you like or not like the pre-Tokyo Game Show for Sony? Here in the box below you can see my recently made video, and below that you can see a totally random video for me, of me. And here you can see the subscribe button. Definitely go and subscribe if you like, you don't have to. But like, share and subscribe of course, and like always I will see you freaking next time. And I had a piece of pizza in my mouth and it just pops out. Did you see that? Leave in the comments below if you saw that. And like always, I will see you next time.